All right, we're back again, and we're here to make the cover of this book that we are creating. This is the cover that we're going to work on today. And this, I hope you've gotten this far. You've gotten your bags together, and you may not have matted them yet. If you have, that's good. It should be matted like this, and then be able to flip over like this. These two are stuck together. Okay. If you haven't cut your pages yet or picked them out, we'll go through that briefly, just so you can have an idea of what you're doing, and then you can continue on with that. So let me get my tablet, and we'll pick out a couple sheets of paper. I haven't decided what I'm going to use for the front cover yet. I do like this right here. Whoops, don't want to move my mat. I do like this. And I also like this because you can put some cool embellishments on there. And I also like this one with this is a metallic silver. I don't know if you can tell. So I'll probably use this one. So I'm going to cut a couple more different ones. You may want to use a variety. Let me cut this out here of paper. So this is a kind of a neat one. So I'm going to use this as an example, and maybe this next one here too, because I like this tree. So we'll cut two papers and then see what we can do with those. I found that I don't tend to use the whole sheet. I just use two of the squares from each sheet, so you may find also that you want to vary them a bit. So get your cutter out, get your 12 by 12, save your prettiest sheets of paper for the outside, or not your prettiest, but maybe, let's say, your favorites. And then you're going to take, I'd start with 4 sheets of paper and see if you need more, depending on what you're using. But I love this one. It's got pumpkins on it. And cut 6 inches one way. There you go. And I'm going to save one side and see if I want to use it later. And then 6 inches the other way. And this thing is sliding all over the place. Okay. So those are 2 of my papers that I'm going to use, and we'll see how this one does. Cutting it 6 by 6. Let's see. We'll probably end up cutting the tree right in half, which wouldn't surprise me at all. Hopefully I'm not, but we'll see. How much of this tree can I get in a 6 by 6? Majority of the tree. I'm gonna waste part of it, I think, just to get the tree part in. And I'm going to make a 6 by 6 out of that. I want that bird too, though. I'm going to trim this up a little bit so I get the best parts of this one in. And I'm going to have to cut part of the tree top out, but I want that. Okay, so you got to do a little creative cutting. to get your, see, your pictures in. And on this one, it goes like this. There's a nice cobweb there, so I think I'll just cut the cobweb out and use that for another one. Another page. So if you've got this kind of pattern paper like I have, you're going to have to be creative in your cutting. And remember that your orientation is vertical. All of your papers are going to be up when you put them in the pages. So those, I like those. We're going to use those. Save your scraps. You may need them for edges or something. Decide which edges you're going to use. So I will save those. So what I do, cut them out. Stupid. There's the two pieces I'm going to, this is an edge. All right. There we go. So I actually have 4 pages here, or 2 pages front and back. And I think I've already done mine, as you can see. But if I hadn't, I might, let's see, this first one is orange and black. So I might go here with this, like that, and that. See what I mean? Fits right in there with your 6x6. Might go that way, and then for the next page, I cut these, and they're going to go like this. So I'll put this one here. Where's mine? And this one here. This is if you want your pages to match, which I did. So if you don't care, just cut randomly 6-inch squares and have at it. Here's another. See, I did use another part of this one here. So that's what you've got to do. And then when you put them on, where's my score tape here? You can use either your ATG, which is still, mine is still non-functioning, but do your papers, do your adhesive all the way around from corner to corner there, and then about 3 strips in the middle, because you don't want, as you flip through the pages, you don't want these corners to start flipping up. If you notice they do, put a little dab of wet glue there. But here is how a 6x6 should fit on your pages. So get those on there, and then we will go ahead and start working on the cover. You can put this up for the time being, because the cover is what we're going to be working on. And you will need score tape, and this is 1/4 inch score tape. That's what you'll need. And I made a practice one because I wanted to make sure that it would fit right, and it does. So we've got that. And you will need 2 pieces of 8.5 by 11 inch paper. A black paper, or whatever you did whatever color your cardstock or your paper bags are, that's the color of cover paper you need. So if you have an orange paper bag that you're doing, then you want orange paper, as close a match as you can. Whatever color paper bag, this is the color you want on your cover. Or if you have black paper bags and you want to go green for the outside, that's okay. There's no, but it needs to coordinate in some way, shape, or form. Okay, so first thing you're going to do is cut each of your 8.5 by 11 inch paper down to, and this is in the width, 7 3/8. Oops, I need to pull out my side here. And on this particular one, it's a little awkward, but 7 3/8 is, there's 7 1/2, 7 1/4, so it'd be right here. It's very awkward. But 7 3/8, you may have to, if you got one of these things, you may have to measure with a ruler here, because this is, it hits it at an awkward place. But, so you will have a narrow piece of paper. You can throw away the black strips. And we'll do 7 3/8 on this side. I mean, on this piece of paper. Remember, you leave your 11 1/2 long. You can see it's 8 1/2 by 11. So don't cut the 11. 7 3/8. Oh, come on now. 4/8 is 1/2. 3. Ugh. Cutting this too short. 1 2 3/8 right here. Might have cut it a little too short. 7 2/8 3/8. Okay. Okay. All right, that's all the cutting you're going to do on this. Then you're going to get your scoreboard out. And what I did, I wrote in ink or pencil on the inside of my ones, so my front and back cover, so I knew which was which. But on the front cover, we're going to work on the front cover now. So I'm going to write in pencil, front. You can see pencil a little bit easier than you can see ink for some reason. But I think it's the shininess of the lead. This is the front. Okay, first of all, you're going to do score on 1/2 inch on 3 sides. And for me, it's easier to score a 1/2 inch away from here than it is from here, because I tend to go. And then we've got like 7 1/4, so I'm going to that'll be at the 6 3/4 mark. You're going to score it. So turn the paper around, and again score at the 6 3/4 mark. And then turn it on the 11-inch side, and just do it at the 10 1/2 mark. Okay. Now you're still on the 11-inch side here. And score at, let's see, score at a 1/2 inch. We've done that. Then you're going to score at 8 1/4. And 8 3/4. And this is essentially going to be your fold in the front, okay? So you got 1/2 inch score, 1/2 inch score, 1/2 inch score, and then you're going to score at 8 1/4 and 8 3/4, so you have another 1/2 inch score in there. That's the front. We'll put that aside for a minute. And now we're going to write on back. So this won't show because you're going to be covering it with paper anyway, so it doesn't matter. Alright, and again, you're going to score 1/2 inch all the way around. And if it's easier for you to do it like that, that's fine. But for me, I don't do too well. Let's see. Nah. I'll do better here. inch. Half inch. And half inch. Okay, we got 3 sides with half-inch scores. And then you're going to score on, let's see here. Put your score mark over here, your half-inch score mark here. You're going to score at 2 and 2.5 inches. Your raw edge is up here where you didn't score. Okay. And there's that. And this is going to be the part that comes, let's see, comes in under. You'll see how it is. Okay. You're through with your scoring. Now get your score tape or something very substantial. You can do ATG if you want, I think, but I'm doing the score tape. And you're going to do at wherever, all through your half-inch thing on 3 sides of each paper, you're going to put 1 strip of score tape. Or if you're good with the hot glue, you can do that, or not hot, well, you could do hot glue. If you're good with just regular glue, you can do that. Your sticky, tacky tape glue, for some reason, they don't recommend the ATG, so I'm doing it like the instructions say. Okay, 1, 2, and here's the other one. So both long sides are going to have it, and the short side where the markings are, or the scorings are. Okay. Make sure it's good and stuck. And you're going to miter these corners where they meet, right here. These corners. Up here you don't have where they intersect, but right here you're going to cut the intersecting corners. Okay. Now we're going to do the same thing up with this one. And these are going to fold to the inside. So your tape goes all the way around here. And the reason I use score tape is because it is one of the strongest, most reliable tapes you can buy. There's other tapes that are probably about as good, but I got used to following Kathy Orta's instructions with her kits and so forth, and so I am just as addicted to score tape as she is, I think. And I've talked about score tape before online, and you can get it at a place called Tape Depot on eBay. That's one of the cheaper places. Otherwise, you just buy it from a Score Pal website. Okay, this is the front. Your fold lines, or your score lines for your front are down here. And this is the back. And the score lines are down here. And again, we will miter these 2 top edges. Okay, good. now I'm going to start folding these up just to get them started and get them used to bending. Okay. I usually fold the top in first. I don't know that it matters, but okay, and then my little dental pick. Oops, wrong side. And I start peeling my tape off. And you work with it gently. Here's my bone folder. And burnish it pretty good. And you do the other side. And gently get it to fold in. And burnish. There we go. And then the third side. Okay. Okay, now we have, very good, we have the long sides are, this goes like this, the long sides have been folded in. There is a unfolded side at the bottom, and then you can go ahead and fold in your creases that you made. This is the front right here that we're working on. Go ahead and fold on your creases from your scoring. Okay. The black paper is almost impossible to show you where the creases are. Okay, so there you have. This is going to be the front of your album, and it's going to hang down like that. Your fold is going to be from the top because it's a matchbook album. So this is the front. Go ahead and do the back the same way that you did the front. Get them folded down. You can put the tape on hold or whatever while you do that, and you will have both of them ready to go. And I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, did you all get your folds made and so forth? Here's the back. Here's your folded edge. Here's a folded edge, and here's a folded edge down at the bottom. Okay, your folded edge is at the bottom on the back and on both sides. At the top, you also have, excuse me, your folded edge, or at the front, I should say, down at the bottom, right there. Your folded edges on both sides, and here your fold with the gusset is going to be at the top. This is what's going to make your matchbook. You're going to fit it right here, and it is going to fit in there. Let me show you with the book. Where is the book? Oh, here it is. I've got this one already finished, this particular cover, so it will go fitted down here. And then the front will flip over and fit in there like a matchbook, thus the name. And you're going to have a space at the top because we're going to put probably some pulleys for the little tags that go in the center. So I left, a good inch at the top for those. And here's the way the fold works. And to get that, very, very simple, on the inside flap of the front, now this is the front, it's going to go at the top. The inside flap, you are going to put a bunch of either hot glue, well, I wouldn't put hot glue, it gets kind of bumpy sometimes, but tape. And it can be ATG or whatever. I'm going to use score tape since I still haven't bothered to load my ATG. But right on this part of your front, and if you marked your paper and you know what the front is, it's folded up like that, you are going to put this tape right over there, right over the thing. Not in the crease area, not in the gusset area there. That's going to be something that folds over. You don't want it to stick to your papers, but you do want it stuck all the way. So cover it. 1, 2, 3, I'd say for 4 strips of tape, because you want it good and covered. So the way I do it to make sure I get plenty is, well, what did I do? Put it right in the middle of this. Bad. Do not do what I just did. Start at the part that's going to fold up. There. 1. Then I'm going to do it at the bottom. One at the middle. One in between. You can't have too much adhesive on this part because your whole album will fall apart if this part doesn't hold. So this is the importance of this tape. Okay. And then I'm going to burnish the adhesive on there. And this part, I finally caught myself before I committed a disaster, is going to be left unglued. And then you are going to lay the outside of the back right in onto that, and it will stick just fine. Okay? And then it will come down like that. So let's do that. Get your tape on there, and we shall remove all these nice little score tapes that we just put on there. Well, once you've done this a couple times, you can almost do it by memory because there's so little cutting. You just cut your papers down. You fix your bags. That takes a while, but then you cut your 2 covers down to 7 3/8. And you can really do it at 7 1/2. Okay. Now, this right here is going to go, there's the tape, this is the inside of the back cover, and you are going to line it up right evenly and press it down, and as you can see it's going to be on the back. but this is how it's going to be. Okay? This is it. Then, I'll use that one. Use this one here. You are going to glue I don't know if you're going to, I don't think you're going to glue this part here. I think we just glued right here. The bottom half. Actually, let's figure out how far down we want this glue to come. Let's see. Let's put this in here. Let me see what I'm doing. I hope so. Alright, as your practice thing. And there, that's where you want your glue. For this. Draw a pencil line. Because you have to leave part of this unglued so this can slip underneath there. And this is where you either add hot glue or, I don't know if I have my hot glue plugged in, probably don't. I need to. I'm going to turn this off till I get my glue plugged in. Okay. I took the time to feed my dogs while the glue was warming up. So what you've got here is your matchbook thing like this, okay? And you are going to put glue where you've drawn your line, and I don't think you can see it right here, but you're not going to put it all the way up here. You're going to put it almost halfway, and that's where I'm going to put my glue for this particular project. And I am not a avid hot glue user. It tends to irritate me a little bit, but I think I can manage this one. Okay, there you go. Put your thing in there, just like that. Get it in there even and glue it down. God, I hope I did it right. Glue it down. Even burnish it a little bit. Okay. And on the back side, I don't even think you do the back side. I think you do it right. Well, you must have to do something, because there's no fold on the back side. I think that's the only place you do it, is right here in the front, because we mat the back. And there you go. There is your completed book as far as getting the cover on. And you have enough place to put your little, fit your little top in without, I can't see too well here. There, okay? Then we're going to work on the matting of this. But that was all you had to do, was glue it right there. Because you don't want to make, I may put one strip of glue right there. Right where we folded. Because I'm not real sure that that's going to hold. But you don't want it on the fold. Just wiggle it around there. put it down, press it down there so that your book will be steady in there. Okay. Next time we'll work on the matting of this and the starting of the belly band. That's not going to work. So I didn't. I think it would. As long as you got your strip of glue right here, that's where you're supposed to seal it. And I tried to put a thing down there, but I don't think it's necessary because you've got this already. Okay, we're going to mat it next time, so get your cover papers ready. You're going to mat inside and outside, and then we're going to start the belly band. Thank you very much. It's a little disjointed, but I think it worked out pretty good. And I will see you next time. Bye.